So, Cole's topic was supplements and whether they're good or bad. And you say about opinion, I don't think that people of our level or lower, or beginners, starters, anyone who's new to training, realistically, I don't think they really need supplements.
Yeah, you're not an athlete, are you? So you don't really need that.
No. I mean, supplements is exactly that, like you said it. Supplements are additional to your diet, they supplement your diet. And I just think most people have trouble getting their diet right. So to be bothered by getting supplements involved as well, probably not needed. However, I think they have their place in amateur stuff as well. Because if you've got someone who's on a diet, not on a diet, but they're on a controlled diet, they're watching calories or macros or whatever they're looking at. If you've got a vegetarian or a vegan or something like that, sometimes they might struggle to get their proteins in. And vice versa, if someone doesn't like meat or doesn't like certain foods, then potentially supplements add that ability to add it. I think the trouble is
cod liver oil and that kind of stuff.
Exactly. But I think the biggest question as well, it comes from supplements is such a broad subject.
Yeah.
So you say, well, what's a supplement? And supplements could be, protein, which is what most people really refer to in amateur level, isn't it?
Do you take protein shake?
Sometimes.
And why do you take it?
I only take it if I feel like my diet hasn't provided me with enough. So
for convenience.
Yeah.
After a workout, it's just I can put a shake together relatively quickly, get it into my system really quickly, and then that's it. It's
done.
Yeah. It's not like I'm taking one religiously every day in the morning or anything like that.
Yeah, see, I don't use them. But then other people would argue that that's not an effective way of using supplements.
Yeah.
So I think it depends what your supplements are and for what reason you're taking them. I think you need to understand what the supplement is and what it's actually for. And then you need to then understand whether or not you actually need it, or whether you can access all of what is provided through your diet in the first place.
We normally look at it from a mentality point of view, don't we? It's like, because I'm not a massive fan of taking loads of supplements, not because they're bad, but because they do help in various different areas. But for me, the moment I come off those supplements, I attribute all of the things that I did was to the fact that I was on those supplements. So, for instance, like if I did a creatine cycle or whatever it was, and then my strength gains started going on, I attributed it to the fact that it was the creatine that got me to that level.
Yeah.
And it's nice of being in a mindset of, oh, it's just me.
So if you don't take supplements, you are entirely responsible for any gains you make or achievements you put through in your training. You don't then equip,
I feel like I'm not relying on something to get me those gains. Whatever it is that I'm looking for, whether it be through recovery or anything like that. I prefer to sort of rely on my own body.
What supplements have you taken?
I've taken creatine. I did that when I was going through my bodybuilding phase because I just wanted to lift heavier, quicker. But again, getting back into that idea of understanding that, I'm not an athlete, I don't really need it. The only time I'd probably look to take it again if I was going to take it is if I was doing competitions. So through my regular training, I wouldn't take it. But then if I knew there was a competition coming up, then maybe 4 months, 3 months out, I would then start doing a creatine cycle just for peak performance at a competition. But on the off season, just go back to just not having it.
Okay.
Just keeping it normal. And then protein shake.
So protein and creatine?
Yeah.
They're the two. Would you ever recommend any of your clients taking out the supplements?
Not particularly, no. Again, maybe protein shake for convenience and if they have the expendable income to do so, but I wouldn't recommend anything.
So do you share my thing of supplements realistically are usually for someone who has a really good diet, the diet is in check and is in sync with their diet, with their exercise program?
Yeah,
and they're then pushing an extra level?
Yeah, or if they are severely lacking in some area, whether their body is unable to process it properly or whatever it is, they're lacking certain vitamin or nutrient or whatever it is.
Right, yeah.
And then I would also say that on the flip side, I would encourage them to potentially maybe take a supplement if they're struggling to obtain it from their natural diet.
Right, yeah.
But apart from that, no, I don't think I would.
Okay. Easy subject done. So realistically, summary, protein can be a handy thing to have on you if you're on the go. It's good to be able to get that in.
Convenient.
I think the key thing is looking at what else is in it, knowing the carbohydrate level that might be in there, whether that fits in with the diet, sugar content, exactly. So whether or not that actually fits, and I think people forget to add that to their macros. I think instantly people who take protein shakes make you think, well, they'll account for the protein, but they don't maybe then account for the sugar. I think it needs to be said as well about accessing that protein in terms of actually synthesising it within your body. You've got to look into what amino acids you're providing your body with as well. This is why I always say about diet. I mean, accessing amino acids, you see a lot of protein shakes with added amino acids, etc. But the reality is really you need to make sure you've got all of your amino acids within your body, otherwise you can't synthesize protein properly anyway.
Yeah. Just a quick one, because I have a feeling that people would want to talk about this anyway.
Yeah, go on.
Fat burners. What are your thoughts on fat burners?
I think it depends on the reason and why. So, fat burners, there's different styles, isn't there, of fat burners? I've just started using one, ironically, by saying that, but not for my body fat necessarily, because the fat burner that I use is pre-workout fat burner. So it is a stimulant form, but it's natural form, plant form. It's a new product which effectively I'm testing almost as a performance enhancer, and I'm just looking to see what difference it makes really. So I'm almost looking to review it myself. So I couldn't, at this stage, I haven't hardly been taking it, so I haven't got a position to sort of really say whether it's worked or not.
Just in general,
but in general, fat burners, I don't think they're needed. I think you can provide your own changes to your metabolism. I think you can control your diet better and increase in your exercise levels, etc. and plan your exercise levels properly to make sure that you're getting all of the same effects from them.
That's it, yeah.
I don't think they're needed. But then when you come down to competitions, like you said, if you're talking about a bodybuilding competition, I can see where fat burners can come in handy.
Yeah.
Or, you know, magazine models, fitness models, things like that. But for the general public, it's just not something I think. There's so much money that gets pumped into protein, fat burners, creatine, all this, that and the other, that actually anything you can buy off of Tesco's shelf that isn't specialist, you know, you're not going to a specialist supplier for this sort of stuff, you're just picking it up off the shelf in Tesco's. I just don't think realistically you're really going to benefit from it for the amount of money you'll spend on it. You'd be better off investing your money in your diet and your training to get a similar, if not better, result.
And as long as it doesn't overtake your eating as well, what we were talking about earlier, where we were saying about how I know quite a few people that pump quite a lot of money into taking supplements to the point where the supplementation is almost taking over the
diet.
They
won't buy a decent diet of food because they're spending their money on supplements.
So they'll give you a rundown of their diet and it'll be like, well, I'll have a protein shake in the morning, I'll then have coffee and an apple, I'll then have a rice cake, and then that will be with a pre-workout before my workout.
Yeah.
I'll then have another protein shake after that, and then maybe I'll have a main meal, which will be good sustenance.
It's similar to meal replacements, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Again, it's realistically, for our sort of amateur level, beginner level, starter level, it's not really needed. It's only really needed when you're talking higher level, your diet is in check, your exercise is in check, and you're now looking for that extra little edge.
It's just like an added bonus.
Yeah. It's almost performance related, isn't it? Again,
that's what it should be.
Yeah, so, yeah, pretty much, I would say, I think we're there and thereabouts. Realistically, supplements, I wouldn't say they're bad, I'd say they've got their place, but I would say for the majority of people, they're not needed. Like you summed it up, if you're short on something, possibly, but like, you know, the majority of us can go without quite happily. We had Hayley asked, what's the best way to burn stubborn belly fat?
Okay.
Is it resistance training, endurance training, or HIIT training?
All of them. All of them, yeah. So it's that common misconception that you can spot reduce your fat. So if I have an accumulation of fat around my middle, just because I do loads and loads of crunches or whatever it is, doesn't mean I'm going to lose fat from that area. I'm just going to lose it from all over. So any exercise really that's getting your heart rate nice and high, that's going to help encourage you to burn that excess energy and hopefully lose that little bit of fat. When you get down, I know what people mean when they get down to that sort of last little bit that they can't seem to shift. It's normally, from what I've found, it's manipulation in your diet more than your training.
It usually is a change in the diet, isn't it? And I think this is the other thing as well. It doesn't have to be complicated changes in your diet. I think, again, it's another subject that people overcomplicate, and there's too much advice flying around from everywhere. But you don't have to, completely change everything in your diet to try and get those little stimulations to change.
Yeah.
I think you just need to be aware that you need to change something, you need to look at your macro intake when you're taking your meals and things like that. Again, it's like 5 meals a day, 7 meals a day, all this lot, eating little and often. I'm not a fan of any of that really. I think, again, it's all about just steady state, putting your calories in through the day.
I know people who eat 3 meals a day and they do perfectly alright.
Exactly, you don't get
good shape.
Absolutely. And if you're exercising on top of it, then you're going to get the added extras from that anyway. So stubborn belly fat as well, you can't choose where I think most people really know that you can't choose where you burn your fat from, and I think it needs to be maybe it's known as the stubborn belly fat because it is that last little bit that needs to go or whatever, but it'll go when it'll go. It's not a case of picking and choosing. There's no exercise that's going to pick that. Personally, I'm a fan of resistance training for weight loss.
Yeah.
But I'm a fan of that
weights.
because I like weights. Exactly. It's not to say it's the right or the wrong way. But I do think though that the reason I'd say resistance over cardio is purely on the basis that you're going to get all the added benefits of resistance training
it's
on top.
A little bit more muscle development, which means that if I've got more lean body mass on my body, then I'll just become a fat burning machine at the end of the day. I'm going to require more calories in the day to make my body work, which means in overall I'll end up burning more calories. So that's a good way of looking at it as well. But just get a mixture. It's what it should be. It should always be a mixture. It's never going to be this is better than that. It will be a case of you need to do sort of a broad spectrum of things. If you just pigeonhole yourself to be a specialist at one thing, that's all you'll be sort of good at the end of the day. So it's important, I think, to have that slow, steady cardio, that high intensity interval training. One is not better than the other. The one that's better is the one that you stick to. So whichever one you enjoy the most, whichever one that's going to keep you coming back, that's the one that's the better one for you in that regard.
It's change again as well, isn't it? It's something that's different. If you're saying it's stubborn body fat, that suggests that you've been going at it for a long time, and I think that's another thing to look at. If you've been trying cardio for a long time, change it up. If you've been doing HIIT for a long time, change it up and do something that is gonna make it, that is gonna give your body something else to adapt to and change to. Find it that way. So all of them.
That's the answer, yeah.